These five players are the ones who should be traded at or before the MLB trading deadline. To me, the most obvious guys. There's going to be a whole bunch of moves that are going to happen. Obviously, there's going to be buyers, sellers, and blah, blah, blah. And we'll get to that. And I will give my my MLB trade deadline predictions a couple days before the actual deadline. And but if things start really, really picking up, teams start making moves, I'll release the video prior to that. I'm working on that now. But these five guys, to me, represent the most obvious for me. And I'm going to give you the teams. I'm not going to go to the packages. This is who I think should be traded and where I think should be traded to. And I think they could be hugely impactful players. Okay, so number one is going to be Rich Rodriguez, an elite relief pitcher from the Pittsburgh Pirates. 31 years old. He has 1.7 ERA. He's having an epic season. And to me, but he's toiling on the Pittsburgh Pirates, who are not going to be anywhere near contention anytime soon. The most logical fit for me is the Chicago White Sox. You put him in there with Liam Hendricks. You give him that another elite arm at the back end of that rotation. They're right up there, and I've already have them at as one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the American League. You put them up there, and they're co-favorites for the World Series. And I'll tell you who my other co-favorite team is shortly when I do a trade for that team. But Chicago White Sox are a really well-balanced team. They have a good starting rotation. They're pitching well. Their lineup's playing well. They've had some injuries, and they could use another player to come in, maybe an outfielder, a corner outfielder, or somebody with a versatile bat. But to me, Rich Rodriguez would make a huge impact on the White Sox, and again, would give that an elite bullpen that they would need once the playoffs come. When you start hitting those, you're playing nothing but elite lineups. A guy like that comes in handy. And again, if Hendricks is an off day, or if you want to alternate or whatever it is, you have another bona fide guy here who can close. So that's an elite back into the bullpen. So Rich Rodriguez, White Sox is an obvious fit for me. Number 2, Max Scherzer. This is obviously contingent upon the Nationals kind of falling out of contention, just deciding they're going to move him. Because they could move him to a team that's going to go for it maybe and re-sign him in the offseason. They could do that. Just like the Yankees did a few years ago when they traded Chapman to the Cubs, got Gleyber Torres, and they re-signed him in the offseason. So they could do this. To me, the team's the St. Louis Cardinals. They need another elite pitcher. They've had some injuries as well. And this is a team that should right now just be much better than it actually is. And you bring in a guy like Scherzer, championship pedigree, multiple Cy Young Award winner, to a team with championship pedigree, and who's an absolute gamer, tough, bulldog. I mean, he's the elite of the elite. And you add him to that rotation, and who've also had some injuries, and different ball game, and it makes them, to me, the odds-on favorite in NL Central, ahead of the Brewers, ahead of the Cubs, and if anybody else. So you add him to that team. To me, St. Louis becomes an elite team pretty much immediately. They have the prospects to get him, and again, you're not getting 2.5 seasons of Max Scherzer. You're getting a half season of Max Scherzer. But this is a team. He's going to be a guy that's going to go to a team that's like, you know what, he's our guy, and we're going to go for it. And he's the guy that we need to help us go for it. And with the exception of maybe the Dodgers and the Padres, maybe the Mets, there's still some openings in the National League in terms of elite playoff level teams. And I think this move would represent a move that would make the Cardinals put them up in that level, in that stratosphere. Number 3, this is my co-World Series favorite, and it's Trevor Story to the Oakland A's. They're already an elite team. They're a powerhouse, and they're making it known everywhere they play. So, and they're a well-balanced team. But you add Trevor Story, who represents a clear upgrade in that lineup and on that shortstop position. This is a move where the A's are like, dude, we're going to go for it. They're not going to give the guy $200 million in the offseason, but they can get him now, pay the rest of his salary because their payroll's already low, give up some capital. And again, half a season of Story is not 3 seasons of Story. So it's not going to be a ransom unless some team decides to give a ransom. But this is the team, in my opinion, that if they bring him, they're absolute favorites or co-favorites to go to the World Series with the White Sox, if the White Sox make that move. So, and he can go to a lot of teams, but the A's seem to me the most logical fit. And he fit right in with that dynamic young lineup. Bring in some great defense. You got Chapman. You got so many elite players in that infield. And you add a Story there, it takes the A's up to a whole other level. And they've fallen short so many times over the past decade or so. Bringing in a guy like Story would just show that these guys are dead serious about going for the whole thing this year. So that's, to me, an obvious fit. Number 4, Chris Bryant, Atlanta Braves. Again, with the Ozuna situation, we don't really know what's going on. I know they have Austin Riley, but he plays third in outfield. So does Chris Bryant, third in outfield. Also gives him versatility, maybe to move over to first base, because there's no guarantee they're going to re-sign Freddie Freeman. He's going to require a large contract too, as will Chris Bryant this offseason. So Bryant gives him flexibility, and again, the ability to play a couple of positions gives him some flexibility. And they're another team right now that have the young talent, the veterans. They're better on paper than they are on the field, and they should be playing better. And adding a guy, to me, in my opinion, like Chris Bryant would propel them kind of back into that upper level stratosphere. And I think it would give them a jolt of energy with that elite bat who's back to his MVP ways, elite glove, and that would give them a bona fide superstar player to combine with those Acuna, like all those young players. Albies, like, oh my God, he would make that team elite. And again, an obvious fit for me. And again, this is a move that they need to make if they want to be up to the level of the Padres, the Dodgers, even teams like the Mets in their own division. So this would be an obvious move if they really want to solidify themselves as contenders this year to go for it. But we'll see what happens there. But he to me represents the best fit. That represents the best team. And last but not least, Ketel Marte to the New York Yankees. They need a guy like him, a dynamic young player who plays multiple positions, doesn't strike out a ton, hits for average, plays defense. We're way too right-handed, way too bulky, and a guy like that would give the lineup so much more flexibility and versatility, give Boone a lot more options. He would cost a pretty penny, but the Yankees can afford him. And again, personally, I would try to make it into a blockbuster. If I were the Yankees, add a pitcher to the Marte, or try to go for Rich Rodriguez and add Brian Reynolds to it. A blockbuster trade either way. But Ketel Marte seems to be the most gettable and the most realistic option for the Yankees, and he seemed to be the most logical fit. Yeah, it's going to cost a pretty penny, but it would be worth it. He's under control for 3.5 more seasons. He's only 26, and he's budding superstar. And the Yankees need more players like that who are just defense, production, hustle, speed, athleticism. They need more guys like that. And he, to me, would be a great fit over there. And I think it would give them a jolt of energy that they have lacked on a consistent basis this year, because they've been so good and so bad and so good and so bad. I think he would kind of get them back on track as well. So, and they have other moves they need to make too. They need another pitcher. But Ketel Marte seems to me, and the Yankees seem to be just a perfect match. So that's my 5. I'll obviously going to be expanding my list when I talk about my predictions. I'll probably go over the 20. I'll probably do 20 predictions there. So let me know what you think. Give me your feedback. If you have a different list, put it in the comments down below. If you enjoyed it, hit the thumbs up. And again, always give me your feedback. I like to have dialogue with everybody. I appreciate all your support. And keep an eye out for the recaps and a whole bunch of other videos that I'll be doing too. So thanks for watching. Talk to you next time.